What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Hoop YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk about Terrence Mann's kind of impact on the Clippers real quick. We're gonna have his 23-point game against the Sixers in the background. I think Terrence Mann's been playing well for the Clippers. I think that the Clippers overall had looked a bit more cohesive and just better overall, more consistent once he started to get more playing time. He took some minutes away from Lou Will, who's in Atlanta now, but I think Lou Will was having a pretty inefficient and just down year for the Clippers overall. I think the problem with him was, and to be fair, there are some teams that would rather have Lou Will's skill set over a guy like Terrence Mann. And Lou Will has had, a lot of great moments and great games for the Clippers in the past, but it wasn't happening this year. And he just gives you more of what Kawhi and Paul George do best on offense, which is, ISO scoring, getting their own basket, creating for themselves. The only thing is, Kawhi and Paul George are both really good defenders. They can defend, and they rebound. They also create for other guys as well, which is something, Lou Will does none of those things. I have nothing against Lou Will, but let's be honest, he is a scorer and he's only a scorer. And Terrence Mann can get you buckets, but he's able to do it in the flow of an offense more. We've seen him on the screen and on these clips. He can shoot the three, spot up, play without the ball. He can cut, and he just seems to be in the right positions at the right time. And he's already a better defender than Lou Will. So I think it was a good decision for Ty Lue to start playing him more. I think he fits the team's needs a lot more because, like I said, at the end of the day, if you're the Clippers, you're building around Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and he complements them a lot more than a guy like Lou Williams does. Now, something I wanted to point out when I was watching this was this play right here. I think was actually really good. Terrence Mann doesn't get a lot of chances to play with the ball in his hands. Kawhi and Paul George are the two main, ball handlers. They're the best players on the team. They're very efficient and very good at what they do when they have the ball in their hands. And then you also have guys like Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, who start to play more as of late. Nicholas Batum and Marcus Morris, who are all, guys who are better with the ball in their hands as well. And that's where Terrence Mann's value comes is because he doesn't need the ball in his hands. Now, he has shown when he does get the ball in his hands and he's able to play make that he's still a solid player. And I like what he does right here, right? It's a two-man game. You see first that the Clippers are a lot of shooters on the court, right? Paul George, Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, all guys who can knock down that open shot. So you have Danny Green, I think Mike Scott, and I think Tobias Harris all have to kind of stick on their guys. And they're all, pretty flat on the baseline. So there's a lot of space for Kawhi and Terrence Mann to just operate out here. It's me, Terrence Mann and Kawhi versus Ben Simmons and Seth Curry. Now you can see better move here by Kawhi. Sticks his hips out. Seth Curry is caught on the screen. So now Terrence Mann is driving downwards, right? And now Ben Simmons has to make a tough decision. Does he want to guard Kawhi Leonard or does he want to stop the drive? Now, Terrence Mann does a really nice job of this hop right here, this change of pace, and this look off to Kawhi buys just enough time, freezes Ben Simmons where he can get an and one layup, wide open look at the rim. Now, why is that so impressive? Why is that so important? Now, just let this roll. If he goes right here without any kind of hesitation, without any kind of float dribble, without, looking Ben Simmons off, Ben Simmons can actually just pick him up and they probably just switch this and Seth Curry goes on to Kawhi Leonard. Now, Seth Curry on Kawhi Leonard is still a big mismatch. You don't want that for the Sixers, but you'd still take that over and wide open and one layup, right? So, I think from what I've seen, Terrence Mann, again, is going to be utilized a lot more as an off-ball guy. Just tries hard on defense, cut, find your seams, make down the open shots or knock down the open shots like we see here. But he has shown the ability to play with the ball at times. I do think the Clippers are still lacking that playmaker, that offensive facilitator, because I think their offense gets pretty stagnant and predictable at times, especially in the fourth. And he's a guy that might be able to help at times with that. Although, again, we haven't seen him be a primary ball handler or a facilitator or creating for other guys consistently. So we don't know if that's really in his game at this point in his career. But still, like even this pass right here, really nice pass. He has a good understanding of the game. He plays really patiently, and again, the change of pace is good. This is really good because teams having to close out on him hard because of his ability to catch and shoot, right? So I think this Thibault right here has to close out really hard, and Terrence Mann doesn't, force up a shot. He reads that, drives to the teeth of the defense, right to the paint. And look at the amount of Sixers defenders he draws, right? Three defenders have to come corral him, and even Mike Scott and Shake Milton are all looking at him. And again, the patience, right? The vision to see Nicholas Batum, and Batum finishes. So I think this change of pace that he has is really good. And even if he doesn't end up being a primary ball handler kind of guy this year, it's still a really nice skill to have. It's if you're a guard trying to play at a high level, it's a skill you really want to master. A lot of guys, are falling in love with the athleticism and trying to be able to dunk and just run 100 miles per hour. That all helps, but all of that is emphasized and just is even more effective if you're able to change pace. And even if you're not a really fast or athletic guy, you can seem more athletic or at least play more quick and beat people off the dribble if you're able to change pace. Because even if you're really fast, take a guy, for example, like Russell Westbrook. If you're playing at the same pace the whole time, once you're gone, right? Like once you're 0 to 100, but if you're staying at 100, if guys can catch up to you or at least stay near you, you're playing at that same pace. And it's a lot easier to dictate which way you're going and to force you into certain directions, to bring help, and to just guard you. But if you're constantly changing speed, changing directions, all while, remember, I want you guys to remember to play north-south, right? Attack the defense. But if you're able to change pace, it just makes it so much harder for the defense to keep up with you, to dictate where you're going, and to really just keep up with you. So I do like that he has not only the ability to play off the ball, and cut and shoot, you know, open knockdown shots, catch and shoot shots, but the ability that he's shown when he does get the ball, to be patient, to change pace. Again, I don't know what his role is going to be going forward. Guys like Kennard have also have had increased playing time recently, but I think he's helped a lot for the reasons I mentioned. At the end of the day, everyone's eyes are going to be on the Clippers and what they do in the playoffs and not the regular season. After what happened last season, so if his role changes in the playoffs, we don't know, but definitely a good sign for the Clippers to have another guy that really fits their mold, fits their needs, and Lou Will just wasn't cutting it out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back either tomorrow or Thursday. Check our social media pages. Follow us. So links will be in the description below. But yeah, follow us on our social media pages to stay tuned for our newest content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And we will see you guys soon.